The city never forgets the sound of tragedy. It lingers in alleyways, in whispers, in the silence of men who once believed tomorrow was promised. For Marcus King, a 30-year-old man with a good heart and a humble life, tomorrow died the night his wife did. She was everything to him. Alicia, her laughter, her spirit, her stubborn belief that love could heal wounds Marcus didn't even know he carried. And on one ordinary evening, when the sun dipped behind brick buildings and painted the sky crimson, Alicia was stolen from him, not by fate, not by accident, but by men, robbers with empty eyes and loaded guns. And Marcus, he wasn't the kind of man to forgive that. Marcus was a simple man. He worked as a delivery driver by day and a part-time mechanic in the evenings. Life wasn't glamorous, but it was steady. He and Alicia had built a small home filled with second-hand furniture and first-class love. She would wait on the porch when he pulled up from work, waving like a girl seeing her soldier return from war. But on that night, he arrived to silence. The front door was cracked open, something Alicia never did. His instincts clenched. He stepped inside, groceries in hand, calling her name. "Ollie?" No answer. The groceries slid from his fingers as he saw her on the floor, blood soaking her blouse, eyes wide in shock as if the world betrayed her in her final breath. 3 masked men ran past him, pushing him aside, escaping into the darkness. Marcus fell to his knees, his hands pressed against her chest, desperate to stop the bleeding. But life had already fled. He screamed, an animal sound that echoed down the street and made neighbors turn their heads, whispering, but too afraid to intervene. The police came. They chalked it up to another robbery gone wrong, another case in a city drowning in crime. "We'll do what we can," they said. But Marcus saw it in their eyes. They had bigger cases, higher priorities. To them, Alicia was just another name in a file. But to Marcus, she was his universe. And the universe had been ripped apart. That night, something broke in him. Marcus didn't drink, didn't smoke, didn't sleep. He sat in the dim light of their living room, staring at her picture, replaying the moment over and over until grief hardened into resolve. Justice, the kind he trusted in courts and police reports, wasn't coming. So he chose another kind. Revenge. He started small. Listening, watching. Word on the street traveled fast if you knew where to stand. A man like Marcus didn't usually attract whispers, but grief has a way of sharpening instincts. He heard of 3 men bragging about a job, flashing new cash, spending recklessly. One name surfaced first: Darnell. A petty thief, always on the edge of bigger crimes. Marcus followed him for days, learning his routes, his habits. Every move Marcus made was fueled by memories of Alicia. Her laughter, her scent, the way she hummed when she cooked. Each memory was a blade sharpening in his chest. And when the night came, Marcus was ready. It was raining, the kind of rain that drowns the city in shadows. Darnell stumbled out of a bar, drunk, careless. Marcus followed him into an alley. "Hey!" Marcus called. Darnell turned, annoyed. "What you want?" What he got was Marcus' fist to his jaw. The fight wasn't fair. Marcus wasn't a fighter, but grief made him something more. Rage fueled every punch until Darnell collapsed. Marcus stood over him, chest heaving, rain mixing with tears. "Why her?" he demanded. Darnell coughed, spitting blood. "Man, we ain't mean to. It was supposed to be easy. Just some cash." She screamed. It got messy. Marcus froze. Alicia had died because she fought back, because she was brave. He pressed harder. Who were the others? Darnell, broken and terrified, gave him names. Rico and Jamal. Marcus didn't kill him. Not yet. He left Darnell in the rain, knowing fear was the first taste of karma. From there, Marcus became a ghost in his own city. He hunted them one by one, Rico, the second man, was found in an underground gambling den. Marcus watched him for weeks, learning how greed controlled his every step. When the time came, Marcus cornered him in the bathroom, pressing a gun, the same one he took from Darnell, against Rico's ribs. Rico laughed, even with death staring at him. "You think you the first to come for me? This is the game, man. She was just bad luck." Marcus pulled the trigger. The sound was deafening, but his heart was silent. Justice? No, not yet. Jamal was different. He was smarter, colder. Marcus knew killing him would not just be revenge. It would be survival, because Jamal wasn't the kind of man who forgot enemies. Marcus tracked him to a warehouse where Jamal's crew dealt in stolen goods. The showdown was inevitable. Gunfire cracked the night. Marcus ducked behind crates, Alicia's name in his chest like armor. He moved with a precision he didn't know he had, as if her spirit guided him. When it was over, Jamal lay bleeding on the floor, staring at Marcus with hate. "You think this ends with me?" Jamal whispered. "There's always someone bigger. Always." Marcus didn't answer. He pulled the trigger, ending the cycle, for now. But fate wasn't done with him. The police came harder this time. Anonymous tips, whispers on the street. A vigilante was at work. Detective Harris, a man known for his relentless pursuit of justice, put the pieces together. Marcus King was no longer just a grieving husband. He was a man with blood on his hands. And the city was divided. Some called him a hero, others a criminal. But Marcus didn't care. He had nothing left to lose. Or so he thought. Weeks later, as Marcus sat in the dark, staring at Alicia's picture, a knock echoed on his door. He opened it to find a boy, barely 16, trembling, clutching a torn backpack. "You Marcus King?" the boy asked. Marcus frowned. "Who's asking?" The boy's voice cracked. "I'm Darnell's brother. He's dead. Word is you did it. And now they're coming for you." Marcus' chest tightened. The cycle wasn't over. His vengeance had spilled blood that ran deeper than he imagined. Families, brothers, sons. The boy's eyes burned with the same fire Marcus once carried. And in that moment, Marcus saw himself, saw the future if he continued down this path. The cycle of revenge never ends. It only changes names. The police caught him days later. Detective Harris himself led the arrest. Marcus didn't resist. In court, the city split. Some called him a murderer. Others called him justice in flesh. The judge listened, her gavel heavy with the weight of two truths. Finally, Marcus spoke. His voice was calm, steady. "I did what the system couldn't, what the streets ignored. But if my pain makes me guilty, then so be it. Just don't pretend you would have done any different if it was the person you loved." The courtroom was silent. The judge sentenced him, not to life, but to years that would test his soul. And as Marcus was led away, whispers filled the air. Was he wrong? Or was he right? And that's where we leave Marcus King. A man who loved, a man who lost, a man who took justice into his own hands and paid the price. But what about you? If the system failed you, if the one you loved most was taken, would you wait for justice? Or would you become justice yourself? Was Marcus a criminal or a hero? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Because in stories like these, the line between right and wrong is never as clear as we want it to be.